Greetings, I'm Professor K, and in this short video presentation, we're going to see how we go about installing the CSI Linux Investigator Suite. Please be sure to read everything that I provide for you inside of this lab file, and make sure that you watch this video in its entirety. Also, any links or information about system requirements are provided for you within the lab file. Make sure that you read the notes on how we go about installing the VirtualBox extension pack, which is required for this installation of the CSI Linux Investigator Suite. For this demonstration, I'll be using the latest version of VirtualBox, and for me, that would be VirtualBox 6.1.4. Also remember that when you upgrade or you update your VirtualBox, you're going to be prompted to also update the guest additions, and if you have the extension pack installed, it's going to prompt you to upgrade the extension pack as well. Now, to get the extension pack, you're just going to go to the download page, find the version of VirtualBox that you have, or upgrade to the latest version of VirtualBox, and farther down the page you'll find the VirtualBox extension pack. This one pack supports all versions. Whatever your version of the operating system is that you are using, this extension pack supports everything. Go ahead and download it. Remember where you save it. And then we're going to open up VirtualBox and we're going to import the extension pack. Now, once you have the extension pack downloaded and saved to your local machine, you're going to open up your VirtualBox Management Console. You're going to go to File. Once you're up inside of File, from the context menu, just select Preferences. This brings up the VirtualBox preferences. Over in the left window pane, scroll on down till you come to Extensions. Click on Extensions. From here, you're going to scroll on over to the right till you find that green plus sign. From there, you're just going to launch, and you're going to browse on over to where you saved that extension pack. In this example, I saved it to my desktop. Now all you have to do is just double click it, and it's going to ask you to verify that you want to install this particular version of the VirtualBox extension pack. Go ahead and click on Install. Now you're going to have to agree to the license terms. Now to do this, you're going to have to scroll all the way to the bottom, and now you can click on the I agree button. And in just a moment, the installation will begin. And it tells me that it has installed successfully, so I'll click OK. And you can confirm that the extension pack has been installed just by looking inside of that right window pane, and you can see the extension pack and the current version number. Go ahead and click OK. So now that we have the VirtualBox extension pack installed, we're ready to do a download of the CSI Linux Investigator Suite. Now, this suite contains 3 different virtual machines, all packed into a single OVA file. It's a rather large download. So for this particular type of download, you've got one of 2 options. You can either download it directly from Dropbox, or you can use a torrent. Now, my suggestion is if you have an unreliable internet connection and you often get disconnected when trying to download large files, then you're going to want to use the free download manager. So download the free download manager. That's also inside of the lab file. You can find that link. Install that, and that will automatically associate with the torrent. And with the torrent, you'll be able to connect to multiple sources for the Investigator Suite, while at the same time ensuring that your download will not be interrupted, or if it is interrupted, you'll be able to restart right where the download left off. So that's a good option if you have a slow or a bad or unreliable internet connection. For this demonstration, I'm just going to use Dropbox. So I'm going to click on the Dropbox link. It takes me out to Dropbox, and from here we have an option to do the download. So just pull down the download window, and you have one of two options. You can either save it if you have a Dropbox account, or you can do a direct download. For most of us, that would be a direct download. So let's just go ahead and start the direct download, and it's going to pop up and ask me where I want to save the file. So go ahead, save the file, and notice that it's rather large. It's 17.5 gigabytes. So again, if you have a slow connection or an unreliable connection, you might want to consider using a torrent and a free download manager. Now once the download is complete, just browse over to where you saved this large OVA file, and what you're going to do is just double click it like so. That's going to bring up the VirtualBox Management Console. Here you'll be able to see all the different settings that have been applied to these 3 virtual machines inside of this OVA file. There's nothing for you to do here, so just go ahead and click on Import. Now remember that we are importing 3 different virtual machines from this one OVA file, so be patient and give it enough time. Now once the import is complete, you'll see that you have 3 virtual machines over in the left window pane of your VirtualBox Manager. The first one will be the CSI Linux Analyst. The second one will be the CSI Linux Gateway. And the third one will be the CSI Linux Sign, or SIEM, however you want to pronounce it. So let's go ahead and take a quick tour of the CSI Linux Analyst. And this is the main desktop for your CSI Linux Analyst suite. So this is just another install of Ubuntu, but it is configured for this particular suite provided for you by the creator of the CSI Linux Investigator suite. So I'm going to go ahead and make this full screen here. Give it a chance to boot up. Now when you come to the logon screen, you'll see that the username is already inserted for you. So all you have to do is type in the password, which is also CSI, all lowercase. So once your desktop has finished loading up, feel free to take a tour and look around. There's a lot of good stuff in here. For instance, if you like to see exactly what your IP addresses are, you can go ahead and click on this here and give it a minute, and you are using Tor automatically with this. Now I currently have a VPN on my host machine that is also part of this anonymous feeling that we think we have when we're using a VPN. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I get a different IP address here using just Tor. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect my VPN, and I'll close this out, and we'll give this a chance to refresh. So now that I have disabled my VPN, let's see what kind of an IP address I get here from Tor. It's going to take a couple of seconds. It goes through 3 different phases, so do be patient with it. It has to relearn the adapter configurations. Now, here we go. And now, since I'm in the Philippines, it's showing my real IP address. But the proxy that I'm using is over in the Netherlands, and Tor is also giving me another IP address out of France. So you can see that you have some real good anonymity here using this particular suite for the CSI Investigator. As I stated later on, we will use the CSI Linux Investigator Gateway to give us another layer of anonymity, because we don't want this to be leaked out. I don't want my direct IP to be shown. And if I'm using Tor, and there is the possibility that the Tor browser could be compromised. So we want to make sure that we take every possible opportunity to make sure that we remain anonymous. And that's what the gateway is going to do for us. If you would like to see what tools are available, just go over here to the left-hand side of the taskbar, click on the Linux icon, and you can scroll through all these different tools, and you can see what's available for you. there are a lot of different tools in here. And a lot of these tools can be used for information gathering, just like we use information gathering tools for ethical hacking. So take your time, go through the tools, and if you find something that's of interest to you, you might be able to find more information about how to use that tool on the web, or you might be able to use the help file that comes with the tool, if that is something you would be interested in doing. And so that's going to conclude this short video presentation on how we go about installing the VirtualBox extension pack and downloading and installing the CSI Linux Investigator suite. So if you have any questions or concerns about anything that was shown to you in this short video presentation, please don't hesitate to reach out, contact your instructor, and I'll see you in my next video.